The disappearance of Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370 is one of the most enduring aviation mysteries in history. The flight, which vanished on March 8, 2014, has sparked widespread speculation, investigations, and intense media coverage. Here's a detailed account of what happened. 1. Flight overview. Aircraft, Boeing 777-200ER. Route, Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, KUL, to Beijing, China, PEK. Flight number, MH370. Departure time, 12:41 a.m. local time on March 8, 2014. Expected arrival time, 6:30 a.m. local time on March 8, 2014. Passengers, 239 people on board, including 227 passengers and 12 crew members. Crew, Captain Zahari Ahmad Shah, 53 years old, and First Officer Farik Abdul Hamid, 27 years old. 2. Disappearance. The flight took off from Kuala Lumpur International Airport and was scheduled to fly over the South China Sea towards Beijing. Around 40 minutes after takeoff, at 1:19 a.m., MH370's final communication with air traffic control was a routine message, "Good night, Malaysia 370." At 1:21 a.m., the plane's transponder, which sends information about the plane's location, altitude, and speed to air traffic control, stopped transmitting. This loss of communication wasn't immediately alarming, as it could be caused by a technical malfunction. However, what followed was much more worrying. 3. Inexplicable flight path changes. Radar data later showed that after losing contact with air traffic controllers, MH370 deviated from its intended route. Instead of continuing northeast towards Beijing, the aircraft turned west, crossing the Malay Peninsula. It then flew southwest over the Indian Ocean, off radar coverage, into a remote area known as the Southern Indian Ocean. Turned southward, the plane made a sharp turn to the south, which appeared deliberate, as it was unlikely to be an accidental change in course. This was confirmed by satellite handshakes, automated communications between the aircraft and a satellite ground station. Flight path traced by satellite data. These handshakes allowed investigators to estimate the flight's final position. The aircraft traveled for several more hours, with its last signal recorded at 8:19 a.m., approximately 7 hours after takeoff, with the plane still flying somewhere over the southern Indian Ocean. 4. The search. The disappearance of MH370 prompted one of the largest and most complex search operations in history, spanning vast areas of the Indian Ocean. Initial search efforts focused on the South China Sea, where the plane's last known position was, but this was soon ruled out after the flight path became clearer. Search areas. The search area was expanded into the southern Indian Ocean, a vast expanse of water with no clear signs of wreckage. The search was initially based on satellite data from the Inmarsat satellite network, which suggested that the plane had flown for many hours after losing contact. Search efforts. The search initially involved hundreds of vessels, aircraft, and personnel, focusing on a 120,000 square kilometer area known as the 7th Arcade, the last known position of the aircraft based on satellite pings. In total, over $200 million was spent on the search, but no wreckage was found in the first few months. First wreckage found. In July 2015, a piece of the aircraft, specifically a flapron, a part of the wing, was discovered on Réunion Island, a French territory in the Indian Ocean. This confirmed that MH370 had crashed into the ocean, but it did little to answer the broader questions about why or how the plane disappeared. 5. Theories and speculations. Various theories have been proposed regarding the cause of MH370's disappearance. However, no definitive explanation has been found. Pilot involvement theory. One of the leading theories was that the pilots deliberately diverted the plane. Captain Zahari, in particular, came under scrutiny due to his personal life and alleged political views, but there was no concrete evidence to support this. Some pointed to the possibility of a murder-suicide scenario, with the pilots intentionally crashing the plane. Hijacking theory. Another theory suggested that MH370 was hijacked by a terrorist group or rogue individuals, but no group ever claimed responsibility, and no credible evidence was found to support this theory. Mechanical failure or catastrophic event. Some experts suggested that a sudden mechanical failure, such as an electrical fault or an uncontained engine failure, could have incapacitated the crew and caused the plane to fly off course. However, this theory does not explain why the plane continued flying for several hours after the loss of communication. Uncontrolled flight and depressurization. Another theory posits that there was a gradual loss of cabin pressure that incapacitated the passengers and crew, but the aircraft continued flying on autopilot until it ran out of fuel and crashed. 6. Official investigation findings. The Australian Transport Safety Bureau, ATSB, in coordination with the Malaysian government, led the official investigation into MH370's disappearance. While the investigation was extensive, it ultimately provided very few answers. Final Report, 2018. The official final report, released in July 2018, concluded that MH370's disappearance was unexplained. It emphasized that the plane's deviation from its flight path appeared deliberate, but there was insufficient evidence to determine whether the actions were taken by the pilots or someone else. The report also noted the lack of physical evidence found at the crash site and could not rule out the possibility of mechanical failure or other causes. No clear conclusion. The investigation was unable to definitively determine the cause of the plane's disappearance, leading many to question the conclusions. The most that could be said was that the plane likely crashed somewhere along the southern Indian Ocean, but where exactly it went down remained a mystery. 7. Theories of where the plane went down. The mystery surrounding the final location of MH370 has led to a huge amount of speculation. The official search area covered a 120,000 square kilometer zone, but the wreckage of MH370 has yet to be fully located. 7th Arcade and the search. The final satellite ping from the aircraft suggested it flew to the southern Indian Ocean, but despite the search, no aircraft wreckage was found in this area, leading some to believe that the plane may have crashed far from where the current search area was conducted. Renewed search proposals. There have been calls to expand the search area, and some private companies, as well as independent researchers, have pushed for new investigations, though the probability of finding new wreckage continues to diminish over time. 8. Conspiracy theories. The disappearance of MH370 has fueled numerous conspiracy theories, many of which remain unresolved. Some of the more popular ones include pilot suicide. The theory that Captain Zahari deliberately crashed the plane has been one of the most widely circulated, largely due to a video recording of him performing a flight simulator exercise that some believed mimicked the flight path of MH370. However, this theory lacks conclusive evidence. Aliens or unusual phenomena. Some more outlandish theories suggest that the plane may have been abducted by aliens or that there was some other unexplained phenomenon at play. These theories have no basis in fact but have nonetheless attracted attention due to the unresolved nature of the case. Cover-up by governments. Another conspiracy suggests that governments, particularly Malaysia's, are concealing the true cause of the disappearance, possibly to avoid embarrassment or because of national security concerns. 9. Impact and legacy. The disappearance of MH370 has had profound implications. Changes to aviation safety. The incident has led to changes in aviation safety protocols, especially regarding tracking and communication systems. The International Civil Aviation Organization, ICAO, has since introduced new requirements for aircraft to be tracked more accurately in real time. Psychological impact. For the families of the passengers, the lack of closure has been incredibly painful. Many relatives still hold out hope for answers, and the mystery of MH370 continues to affect them emotionally. Ongoing speculation. Despite the official investigation concluding in 2018, the mystery of MH370 has not faded from public attention. Many believe that the true story behind its disappearance remains hidden and continue to search for answers. 10. What we know for sure. The sad truth is that, despite years of investigation, no one knows exactly what happened to Malaysia Airlines Flight MH370. Theories abound, and evidence is scarce. The one certainty is that the plane is lost in the vastness of the southern Indian Ocean, and 239 lives were tragically cut short in what remains one of the greatest aviation mysteries of all time. The disappearance of MH370 continues to captivate and haunt people around the world, with the hope that one day, further wreckage or new evidence may shed light on this tragic event.